They're related, and I think they're both important, and they appeal to different types of investor. So income tends to appeal to an older type of investor who perhaps doesn't have any paid income, is probably retired, and so to keep growing that dividend is really important to them. A younger generation who perhaps has income from elsewhere is more interested in growing the capital and reinvesting those income receipts from the dividends and getting the compound effect of that. And that produces, if you can do that, a really powerful combination of growth in capital and growth in income to attempt to outperform the FT All Share Index. Well, UK equities still look very attractive to me. Despite a 19% rise in the index last year in 2019, UK equities are still offering a very good dividend, the second highest dividend around the world, second only to Russia. And I would argue the UK is a safer place to invest your money than Russia at the moment. So if income is important, the All Share Index, the UK market looks cheap on that basis. On a PE basis, on a price to earnings basis, it's at a 35% discount to world markets. And given that many UK companies are global companies, the likes of AstraZeneca, Glaxo, BP and so forth are really global companies, they're not just UK companies, you're buying global markets, global companies on the cheap if you buy UK equities. So I would argue that it's still very powerful and the UK equity market still looks very good value, particularly now the political skies have cleared and we have some certainty as to the political backdrop in the UK. Well, Claver House can invest anywhere in the All Share Index, and so it can invest in some of the large blue chip companies, or it can invest in some mid-cap companies. At the moment, I think there's real value in a lot of the mid-cap domestic companies. So something like house builders still look very cheap, again, despite good performance. They're on single-digit PEs, they're on very high yields, some of them 6-7% yields, and paying special dividends as well, which takes the yield up to 9-10% in some cases. So the likes of Barratt, Bellway, Berkeley Homes, all look really good value, and they're domestic UK house builders. Well, one of the key advantages that investment trusts have over open-ended funds is that in good times they can tuck some of their revenue, some of their income away. They don't have to distribute everything every year. So if you have a bumper crop of dividends one year, investment trust boards don't have to distribute all that, so they tuck some away for when inevitably dividend growth slows down or sometimes, like in 2008, goes negative. And Claver House has done that very well over the years, now has the strongest reserves in the sector, and that has enabled it to increase its dividend every year for each of the last 47 years, which is the longest record of consecutive dividend increases of any investment trust invested just in UK equities. So if income is important to you and you want to invest in UK equities, Claver House has the best growth record in dividends of all. This is what I call my get-rich-slow fund. I don't want to take too much risk for investors. I think a lot of my investors feel they're taking quite a risk by investing in UK equity stock market, which of course can be volatile, but of course delivers very handsome returns if you can invest for the longer term. What I want to do is to try and beat the All Share Index over a 3 or 5 year view, which is what Claver House has, myself and co-manager Callum Abbott. But we don't want to have too much volatility along the way. So although we're investing in 60 to 80 of our best ideas, there are some risk controls around that just to make sure that no one stock, for example, can blow the whole portfolio off course. So we're trying to get investors to where they want to get to over the medium term without giving them too many scares along the way.